Hello everybody and welcome to PK Woodworking, and today we're going to talk drill presses. It's hysterical to say it like that. But drill presses, they don't come complete. I don't know why they don't all come with a cabinet of some kind, because everybody needs drills, all the other things you put with them, and magnetic strips don't work so great for thousands of pieces. So anyways, I always knew as soon as I bought this Nova drill press I was going to have to build a cabinet to go underneath it. I also kind of was looking at the bottom of it, like how I was going to attach it, since it had a mobile base that had these flip stops to stop it from moving around. I knew I had to raise it up higher, so you're going to see I built a little platform underneath it to raise it off of the base so that it would miss those parts of the mechanism. And the other cool part about almost every single drill press is they have dovetail ways in the bottom of them to attach something with. So a couple of speed knobs and some bolts, and I found a way to be able to take it off. Because if you want to lower the table to something larger to drill into, you're gonna every once in a while in a blue moon have to remove it. So I wanted to make sure it was removable. So there you go. You're going to see me put some little small side braces in it and cut a hole in it so that I can get to it. But anyways, you're going to see me. This is my real router table that has a electronic router lift in it. And this is where I usually do the more kind of, I don't know, precision stuff on a router. So love this for dados and for rabbits. And that's how I usually make my drawers. So I'm setting this up right now for that, and I'm going to run 1,000,000 drawer pieces through here. I guess it's not 1,000,000, it's only 5 drawers. But I'm going to run them all through here to get them to work. This whole project was put together with leftovers. This is a bunch of Baltic birch that was left over from building everything else. And so some of these drawers are going to be different sizes because I needed to make them different sizes to work with the wood I had. Anyways, you're going to see me kind of putting them all together to make sure that they fit. And then after that, you're going to see me putting them all together. So again, really cool to be able to have the luxury of an electronically controlled router. So when you say you want it to go up a 1/2 inch, it goes up exactly a 1/2 inch via a button. So again, I'm putting them all together right now. The drawers, I think this is pretty, basic. There's nothing heavy that's going to be in any of these drawers, so I wasn't really concerned more than just using some glue and bradding them together. So right now I'm getting some of this walnut together so that I can glue up a one panel that's got consistent grain that I kind of match across it, so I can keep the theme going across the back of the workshop. I glue them all up. And then just sand the carcass, get it ready for a little bit of finish also. Again, you're going to notice that the carcass doesn't seem to lay flat, and it's because it's got those bolts on the bottom of it at this point to attach it to that base of the Nova. So get a good sanding on it. I mean, let me just be straight up and say that the top and the sides are Baltic birch. They do not do great with a wipe-on finish whatsoever. So normally I would spray this, but I didn't have the time, so I wiped on some stuff. And I did give it a couple of coats in the long run when it's all said and done. But you'll see me kind of getting to the point here where I'm ready to put on my second coat, and then I'm gonna chop up the front panels, get them all in order, and sand it also. Love my adjustable bench because it makes it so easy here to put on drawer slides at the height I want to. So I power through putting all the drawer slides on here. It takes like no time when you've got a little system in place of where you want to put them on each drawer. And then I'm gonna install them in the cabinet itself with just using some shims. Now, this is one of those rare occasions where I built the carcass and then I built the drawers. Usually you have to do it the other way around, but I just was waiting on the drawer slides from good old Amazon for a little bit. So I shimmed the sides to get the drawers to fit. I built the drawers a little shy on purpose of width so that I could ensure that whatever width these drawer slides were, that they would work. So I'm just installing all the drawers here. Nothing exciting about how I'm doing it. I guess probably everybody does them the same way. And then my wife comes in and asks me something about, you're spending too much money in the workshop. But anyways, and then after I get these installed, you'll see me sand the fronts. And then I cut them to size. So I'm going to let this go for just a bit and I'll come back. So just right now measuring the size of the drawer fronts to make sure I got them right. I'm bringing it back over to the actual drill press and mounting it, and then going to give myself some space. I wanted to call out in the top center of the shop right now, you'll see my favorite drop down airline for one of the last times, because by the end of this video you're going to see I've replaced it with something far better, and then you'll see the thing sitting there on the corner. Now I'm just putting a round over on the fronts of the drawer fronts. Pretty simple, nothing exciting there. I used the router lift that I've got in the end of my main table there, and now I'm just sanding them all, getting them ready for a finish and to install on the front of the cabinet itself. So shop's starting to come together at this point, so it makes it easier to move around and do stuff and less Tetris, which is definitely better, but still had a way to go at this time, and I'm much farther along, as you'll see in the next couple of snaps, because when I get to the dust collection part of this, I've got the back wall done and some other things done in this also. So now I'm just drilling holes for the front drawer fronts, I should say, and because it was much easier to do it with out of the cabinet. And then now I'm just using some shims to space and putting in the drawer fronts. Now putting on the actual drawer pulls is actually on a different video when I was doing that back actual carcass and cabinet. But you'll kind of just see me get this finished up, and then we'll transition to, in just a second, into some of the dust collection stuff, which I gotta say I'm gonna need to redo before you even see me start the dust collection part, because it just doesn't work the way I want it to. So it's a work in progress, no two ways about it. So I'm just pulling out the bandsaw and replacing a couple fittings on the bottom of this, because my thought process was that because of the height of that back carcass, which is floating, it's not got any feet that touch the floor, that I could put a 2.5 inch flexible hose underneath that table so you wouldn't have to see it go across the front of the shop. And I just was hoping that I would not have very much loss in pressure CFM across that long of a run with 2.5 inch tubing, but there is a lot of loss. So needless to say, I'm going to have to re-engineer this, maybe with some oval metal pipe to go underneath it instead. But anyways, the gist is the gist. And I'm coming across the bottom underneath here, and then I have a snap pipe kind of a system that I'm mounting to the wall, and lets me easily kind of get it all working. So thanks for watching, and you'll see the updates as we go, as when I get whatever I decide for this thing to make it better. But you guys have a great day, and smash that subscribe.